EA Sports coverage of the National Football League takes us to the banks of the Ohio River and Paycor Stadium in the Queen City of Cincinnati. Today we hit double digits, Week 10, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the New York Giants taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. On the visitor's sideline, Giants head coach Brian Daboll. His guys victorious a week ago, trying to make it 2 in a row here. On the other side, Bengals head coach Zach Taylor. His guys ready to show out in front of the home fans as they try to send them home happy at the end of this one. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. They're led out by a former first-round selection back in 2025 out of Ole Miss. It's Jackson Dart.
And you'd think as a young QB there'd be some nerves leading an offense out to start a game, but haven't seen any sign of them right now. And speaking with him earlier this week, sensed that the pressure wouldn't get to him. He feels comfortable being the face of this offense and shouldering the expectations on game day, even if he doesn't quite have the years of experience other quarterbacks do.
And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. And this is a guy who last week not only helped his real team, but really helped a lot of fantasy teams. 3 trips to pay dirt. They've got to contain it.
And watching him play is like going to lunch with you when you order that combo plate, right? In this case, his combo plate is he can go over the top of you and catch it in front, turn it into a big gain, run past you, and then uses his size and his physical abilities to keep you away from the football. Hard to defend this guy.
Reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week. You talk about this Bengals defense. They come in a top 10 unit against the pass, currently 8th in the NFL.
And when you're getting ready to face the #1 overall offense in the NFL, it does not matter where you rank defensively because you got your hands full. You don't know what you're going to face, but you know that that's a strong unit that you're getting ready for. That was their first third down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. Back deep is Charlie Jones. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. Here come the Bengals, and CD, of course, it's Joe Burrow out of LSU at quarterback.
And he's had such a sensational season to this point, leading the NFL in passing yards. He's been helped out a lot by an outstanding set of receivers, and he's quick to give them credit. But I think even they would tell you that he's the guy that makes this offense go.
Now a run. Here's the first-round pick from April's draft. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
Now Burrow. Now a short one to Gesicki. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that. Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on there heals a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, grab that dagger play, that play and just finish them off right now, because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
We got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. Hopefully, obviously, nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Here we go. 180. Rise up. 12, 12, 12. 11, 11, 11. 12, 12, 12. 12, 12, 12.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be second and goal.
Here we go, here we go. 180. 180.
Now it's Burrow. Touchdown! T. Higgins with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bengals will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it was T. Higgins who capped the drive with the touchdown reception. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. So the Giants getting the football back here for their second drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
That's caught downfield by Neighbors. And he will take it all in for a Giant touchdown. Malik Neighbors, 75 yards. And the Giants are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Extra point right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Now a hit and a loose football. And who's got it? The Giants. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him. So roughing the passer, and they get the safety there.
And this is one I think where the safety's usually got to come a long way. So sometimes it's tough for them to slow down that momentum. That's going to draw the flag more times than not.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
But many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the scrambler or the dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing fourth down.
And his kick is right there. It's good. So the big return had him fired up, but in the end, the offense stalls out. They only muster 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball at all after that. They didn't even get a first down.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Here we go. Can. Stop. 11 MT.
Burrow will throw. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So on 4th down, Ryan Rico on to punt for the Bengals. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And he'll take a shot at the end of that one, and they'll begin right there. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on a 6-yard return. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for the New York Giants here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They'll go play action here with Dart. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
The fumble on 1st down. Now here's 2nd down. Throwing his Dart. A quick throw there is incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
To throw, Dart. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. Jamie Gillen now on to punt. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
From midfield now, Burrow. Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
On one, ready?
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They work now on 2nd and 9.
Here we go.
And they go play action now. Burrow. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it with an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
On one, ready?
Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Here we go. Right 80. Playing cut. 12. 11 MT tape. 11 MT tape.
They'll try to run this one in. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. A great effort there with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bengals have retaken the lead. 5 plays there on that drive. And it ends with a Bengals score. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. And New York set to take the field. Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And they're going to stop it right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First down for the Giants as they pick up 12.
A nice performance last week. Recognized as NFC Player of the Week after going over 100 yards rushing. I just love the vision. I love the wiggle he has. But I also love the power when he ends his runs.
That's what impressed me. Yes, there was some elusiveness last week. A couple times he just ran over guys. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Another nice gain. 16 yards there and a first down again. They go play action with Dart. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. Well, that flag puts them on their heels a little bit more defensively as the officials walk it upfield.
Yeah, and they can blame the officials all they want, but bottom line, it's their own fault because, to me, that was an avoidable call. Stay focused and avoid major mistakes like that.
So now a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Throwing. Dart. Completing it to the right side. Johnson. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be second down. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Just a gain of a couple there. And now we've got a 3rd and 4.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. This offense so far on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 4. Dart from the gun on 3rd down. Touchdown, Giants! A 14-yard touchdown. And the Giants have taken the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 17-14. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it was finished off by a touchdown by the New York Giants. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Bengals offense and Joe Burrow getting set for this next drive. He had the touchdown pass earlier, adding to his impressive season total as you take a look at the NFL leaders in touchdown passes at this point in the season. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So the drive takes them into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 47.
11 Thomas. Right 80.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. The Bengals at 6-3 on the year. And they come in playing pretty well, 6-3 in their last 9.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Second and 6.
Here we go. 11 Tom. Right 80. Right shot. 11 MT. 11 MT. Shot.
This is Brown going up the middle. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Burrow on play action. Now he'll tuck this and run. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
4th down, but Burrow stays put. They're going for it.
Here we go.
They'll try and throw for it with Burrow. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a 1st down. So they get the flag for pass interference. Big call there on 4th down.
But it's the right call, and as much as I want to see them play through incidental contact, he's definitely there too early.
Burrow looking to pass. And he'll find Chase on the right side, complete. Will go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
Here we go. Right 80. Right shot. 11. 11 Thomas. Shot.
Now it's Burrow. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Here we go. Shot. Right 80. Right shot. Shot.
Here's Burrow. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
Here we go.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Oh, what a read on the outside as it's intercepted. And the Giants are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he's not going to go anywhere as they get him down behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the 3rd quarter and continue this midseason contest. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Bengals offense and Jamar Chase set to take over once more. And he's putting together some kind of campaign. Currently 2nd in the NFL in touchdown receptions among wideouts. The Bengals drive about to get going. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the 3rd quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the 2nd half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the 1st half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
That's into the hands of Tutu Atwell. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
Gun. Start. Right 80. Let him cut. Start.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. They're going to look to throw. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. So that'll be no better than an incompletion. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4.
Well, the stats that matter on this play don't help a team very much unless, of course, you're playing defense.
If you're getting points per reception, you got a reception, but no yardage. Great job by the defense, though. They read through that one.
They read through it, gave up no yardage, and people got credit for tackles. Pretty good deal. And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Here we go. Right 80.
Burrow going for it on 4th. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
Here we go.
39-yard line.
Right 80.
Here's a give up the middle. Bobby Okereke making that tackle.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Stop. Right 80.
Off the play fake, here's Burrow. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Airs it out toward the corner of the end zone. And that could turn out to be a giant play, Charles. You got an offense driving to take the lead, but they're turned away on the INT.
And I think that we might look back on this in the fourth quarter and say, that was the play of the game.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. 2nd and 7. Looking to throw, Dart. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. 18 yards the gain for number 18. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Nowhere to go that time. Might have got a yard up to the 25.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. And let's listen in on the call. Okay, so they'll march backwards on the penalty there.
I don't know about you, partner. I thought that was maybe a little bit of a ticky-tack type of a call. Was that a clear block in the back when he got his man off balance? I thought that was a tough one.
There's a short one caught by Johnson. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Damone Clark fought his way through and buried him behind the line.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down, They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. A long way to go here on third down for the 8th play of the drive. From the gun, Dart. A quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. Here's Jamie Gillen now as he's on to punt for New York. And that'll skip out of bounds inside the 20 at the 17-yard line. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
Here we go.
They'll run now with Dillon. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. And a tackle there by Micah McFadden.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Right, 80. 11. Stop.
Now it's Burrow. Into space at the 45. Look at the big fella go. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Mike Gesicki, 82 yards. And the Bengals have retaken a third-quarter lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Cincinnati. It's the Giants with possession of the football but needing points as we start quarter number 4. To the air, Dart. Catch made by Slayton. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Here's Dart. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. His second catch, this one not quite as dynamic as his first, and it's 2nd down.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Here's Dart. To the sideline and incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Here's Jamie Gillen now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. A short throw there pulled in by all. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4.
Here we go, here we go. Big 13, big 13. Stop.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Now he's loose at the 40, inside the 20. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A big play there with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Bengals are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Nifty move. And he returns this to the 22. The New York set to take the field. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start with a run by Tracy. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Throwing his dart. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. There was Miles Murphy who fired in and got him to the ground. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Dart going to look to throw here. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down.
With all the success they've had throwing the football as a pass rusher, you know you've got to come hard when you see him drop back to throw. So I really like this call to counteract that pass rush with a...
And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Throw left side taken in by Slayton. And he is going to have the Giants first down. And it is a big letdown there defensively. They somehow allowed to convert on 4th and long.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Now Dart. Over the middle, he completes it to Robinson. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. Working out of the gun is Dart. That's caught left side by Neighbors. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 20-yard line. Throwing, Dart. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. And while all of that was going on with the sack, it appears, unfortunately, we have an injured player. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Now it's the backup Winston. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Damone Clark picks up his second sack of the afternoon. The Giants on third down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This will be third and forever. Now Winston. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. And the Bengals are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. A tone setter on defense. They pick off the first pass. I had to look down, but yeah, no interceptions last week, so they made up for lost time.
Boy, did they ever. And when you pick off the first pass of the game, you talk about a tone setter, now your whole entire defense is thinking, okay, when do we get our next one? Can't wait to get back out on the field and get after them.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Here's Dillon. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Now 2nd and 9. An inside give, Brown. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Whistles in a timeout at the 2:05 mark. So this defense wanting to get one more pause in before the 2-minute warning, and they do just that. They go right back to the ground here, and Brown. And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8.
Here we go, here we go. Stop.
They'll run it. Here's Dillon. And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Here we go.
3rd down, here's Brown. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Here we go.
They're passing here, Joe Burrow. That was short one to Gesicki. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And that will force a turnover on downs. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
Jameis to throw it.
After the costly interception late, good job by him to keep it himself that time. Just tuck it, run it, and scramble for the marker. Don't give the coverage another chance at taking it away from him.
A little less than 40 seconds remaining. Here comes 2nd and 10. To throw is Winston. Left side has got Robinson. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Here's 1st and 10. To throw, Winston. Now he's going to step up and run.
I do think it's fair to say they were caught off guard a little bit. We decided not to throw it on first down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the first down yardage. But it's only second and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
A big play here as the crowd noise rises. 3rd and 1. Here's Winston. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. One last shot now for Winston. One last shot at the end zone. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game.